Welcome to Skit Trivia. Sorry we're a few minutes late. Ooh, and I hate being late.
Oh, it's no big deal.
Yeah, it is.
No,
Anyway, welcome to Henry's Chatterbox. This is episode 11. Today's date is January the 9th, 2026. 2026, good. Um, uh, Henry's Chatterbox comes to you from a building in my side yard in Newport Richey, Florida. We talk about life topics. We do not talk about politics. We are not professionals. Any discussion we have is just friendly chat. Um, we try to keep it clean with good, wholesome chats. We discuss a specific topic every episode. My name is Henry Berner, and with me today we have same guy as always. You just always hand Randy. He does all the technical stuff. I'm going to start off. I'm pulling my hair out.
What hair?
Yeah, I already did that, didn't I? I want to just recap last week. First, I want to say I know every week there's been some kind of a problem. What few people are watching us, and I hope that builds. Or, a lot of them are friends of mine. They'll say, Henry, there's always a problem with your podcast. And the latest one, the last two episodes, they would freeze. Well, Randy said that was something to do with the internet. It wasn't anything that we did wrong. But I did my part before that on messing things up. One time, one episode, I forgot to turn the mic on. Was halfway through it and realized, oh my gosh, the mic ain't even on.
Other episodes, he just goes on a rambling trying to make up for stuff that no one really cares about, and everyone tries to tell him they don't care about it, but he keeps on going on and on like a typical Kevin, and he wants to apologize about everything. So just ignore his apology and rambling. Let's get to the show.
Pay no attention to that
Pay every
guy.
attention to me because I'm the professional, not him.
Last week we just a quick recap. We talked about changes in lawn mowing, phones, communication, washing machines, gas stations. I shared a childhood memory about my going to my aunt's and milking a cow. We all have so many great memories from the past. Today's topic is all about. Are you ready for the advertisement?
Whenever you get
okay. Today's topic is all about how cooking has changed. And if you'd like to call, as long as you're watching this on September the 9th, between 3 and 3:30 in the afternoon.
September the 9th?
I'm sorry, January. See, that's what happens when I'm late and rushed.
No, Henry, what you're doing is you're completely making a mistake.
No, okay.
Earlier. Let me correct you.
Today's date is January the 9th. And
they could call you on the 23rd between 3 and 4, or between 3 and 3:30 because you're doing a pre-recorded episode on the 16th of January. They're not going to be able to call today unless you give your number right now.
That's what I did. That's what I'm doing till you interrupted me. If you're watching this right now on January the 9th, between 3 and 3:30, you can call. But this is, the recording's going to stay on here. So if you're watching it after January the 9th, don't call. And if you do decide to call, it's 727-237-6269. 727-237-6269. And, you can always make remarks later. Anyway, before we get started on the how cooking has changed, let's go to Randy for some advertising.
All right, so the first advertisement is going to be for Henry's book, Skit Trivia, located at www.amazon.com/author/Henry Berner, spelled HENRYBERNER. And that is Skit Trivia by Henry Berner at www.amazon.com/author/Henry Berner, and there is a link in the video. Now, on to our next ad.
He'll be with you in a minute.
Nope, we don't want that one. All right, we're going to do this one. They can cancel your accounts, freeze your cards, decide what you're allowed to buy, say, or support. Big banks and financial institutions have total control and they use it. That's why financial independence matters now more than ever, including introducing the new Rumble Wallet, a non custodial wallet built for real freedom. With Rumble Wallet, you can control your money, not a bank, not a government, not a tech company. Buy digital assets like Tether, Tether Gold, and Bitcoin in one place. No permission, no middleman, no cancel button. When you want to support the creators you actually believe in, you can use Rumble Wallet app directly to tip content creators fast and without interference. This isn't a credit line that they can shut off. It's your wallet permanently. Yours to protect your future, yours to protect your family. And when the system fails, when institutions turn on their own people, financial sovereignty is the difference between security and vulnerability. Rumble Wallet isn't about politics, it's about freedom, ownership, and protecting what's yours. So take control today. Download Rumble Wallet now and step away from big banks for good. True ownership, true protection, true financial freedom. That's Rumble Wallet.
Okay, you finished. Thank you, Randy. Um, some of the I'm just going to go down the list. So many things have changed, and it's always kind of fun to talk to an older person and see how hear how things was done when they was younger as opposed to how they're done now.
Like how y'all
My
used to eat radiation as thinking it was a beauty treatment.
Oh, okay. I heard about that. Open fires. People used to cook on open fires. We've all, at least I have, and I'm sure you have too, roasted a wiener on a open fire. But our ancestors, they had to hunt and eat. They didn't have refrigeration. People used to get stuff out of their garden to cook for dinner.
That's not entirely true. They did figure out how to do refrigeration without using a refrigerator.
Not in the very beginning.
Yes, they did. They dug holes into the sides of hills and insulated with moss and other stuff and wood in order to create a storage room in the ground that was typically at temperature 40 degrees.
Okay. Well, I don't know about that. But anyway, now I drove a truck over the road for about 5 years, and I personally didn't do this, but I've talked to some of the older, I was younger then, and some of the older truck drivers told me that they had cooked in their truck before they wanted to heat something up and they put it under the hood somewhere around their motor or something, and it would heat it up. I found that kind of interesting. Backyard grills. That was probably one of the really good inventions, and backyard grills. People still do that today. It's just a fun thing to do. One of the biggest things I remember coming out that was in my lifetime, microwave ovens. Now, some of you younger ones grew up with the microwave. I didn't. The microwave came later, and but it was great. Everyone would stand around and just be amazed at how it would heat food up. No pots and pans, just put it in a bowl and heat it up. And one of the newer things now is the air fryer. And I have got to where when I buy a lot of foods, I look to make sure I can put it in the air fryer. I understand cooking the fries are healthier in the air fryer. I'm not saying that. I'm saying I heard that from people. The crock pot. Now it's been around longer than me. That's a long time.
Air
Um,
fryer's been around longer than you actually.
what?
Air fryer's been around longer than you actually.
Okay, well, he said the air fryer's been around longer than me.
I think the
don't-
air fryer was originally a stone oven that had a fire put in the bottom, and they would pump
Well,
air
yeah,
and it
there
would
was
circulate it through.
probably older versions of it. Yeah, a lot of this stuff is modernized, I guess. But the crock pot, what I like, I used to work the 11 to 7 shift when I was a CNA in nursing homes. And it was so nice to get off work 7 o'clock in the morning, go home, take a shower, put your dinner in the crock pot, turn it on, and go to bed. And I think crock pots can be a real big convenience.
Okay, the original air fryer came out in the 1940s
Well, that was before my time.
by Maxson Whirlwind Oven, and then then convection air fryers like what you have, the convection oven you had, that's an air fryer,
Uh-huh.
came into place in the 1960s. But the original concept air fryer was a Middle Eastern air fryer that was nothing more than a stone for frying bread.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, a lot of this stuff before it hit the market where the common person could get it, yeah, it was there ahead of
It's
time.
actually interesting to find out how the air fryer actually evolved over the past 10,000 years.
Oh, yeah, I imagine it is.
In fact, the modern air fryer that you currently have in there, that people swear by,
Mhm.
came out in 2010.
Well, moving on. Lunch meat. Gosh, that was great growing up. We you just go to the store and buy lunch meat. You don't have to cut meat off of something and cook it. Frozen dinners, you stick them in the microwave. When they first come out, I think they were called TV dinners. Popcorn. Oh my gosh, we were so happy when they come out with the popcorn in a bag. And I remember my friend coming over, Henry, this new popcorn, you just put it in the microwave and turn it on. And you eat it right out of the bag and then throw the bag away. You have absolutely no dishes to wash, no bowl, no pan, nothing.
I still like my kettle cook.
You still like your kettle cook? Yeah, but I like it, and of course potato chips.
Speaking about corn, I kind of find it's interesting how we eat corn has evolved over the years too.
How corn has
we eat corn has evolved over the years.
You talking about popcorn or
no? Just corn in general.
I love eating corn off the cob.
Yeah, but you know that wasn't actually how we originally ate it.
How we originally
ate it by turning it into a flour and turning it into bread.
Oh, I think I've heard that.
It became the only time that corn was eaten as a kernel is when they skinned the skin off the kernel because there's no nutrients to it, so you couldn't get to the nutrients within the kernel, and turn it into a dish. And it was a Native American thing, but Native Americans always turned around and turned corn into always turned it into bread. But the white Europeans turned around and said, well, why are we going to waste our time drying it and mashing it and turning it into bread when we can just eat it straight off the corn?
Yeah, sounds good. I love corn on the cob.
But you get no nutrition out of it like that.
I don't care. It tastes good. And that's all I care
but
about.
You want to be healthy.
When you bite, now somebody told me cutting it off the cob was just good. No, I like biting into that cob and that juices. It's good.
But you're the one that says you want to eat healthy.
Well, yeah, but I do want to eat healthy. Nowadays, now I grew up in the 50s and 60s. So a lot of this stuff wasn't available then. Now, I mean, I can remember people, that was their main job. They'd spend the day getting ready to prepare the evening meal, which was called supper, by the way, or at least in my family, it was breakfast, dinner, and supper. I don't hear the word supper.
That's the funny part. That evolution of those words are completely are misconstrued as well.
Well,
like dinner, literally.
We're people. We do that.
Dinner. The word dinner literally is Polish it's Latin for breaking your fast.
I thought breakfast was for breaking your fast.
But the Latin word for breaking your fast is dinner.
Well, that's
and fine. The Latin word for end of day meal is supper.
Okay,
so
that's fine.
I don't understand how that happened.
I don't either, and I really don't care. But I
we're
know.
talking about yesteryears and today with cooking and
Yeah,
stuff like that. That's something that's
yeah.
interesting to know about that. How that evolved.
It's interesting. Very very good. Um, when I was growing up, I can remember what happened here. Oh,
You're still going.
okay. If I faded out there for a minute, it was Randy's fault.
No, it was his computer's fault.
Oh, it was my computer. It wasn't me though. That's the main.
His computer tried to go to sleep mode on us.
Oh, okay. The computer's getting bored with me. Anyway, now, I mean, you wouldn't have heard of this years ago. Now, a woman or anyone could say, "Oh, we've been so busy. Let's just order pizza tonight for dinner, or pick up Chinese food, or order some sandwiches. Go through a drive-through. You ever went through the drive-through at the bank and ordered a cheeseburger? You got confused. Now, let me tell you what happened to me one time. We have a lot of good cooking things now. It's so easy.
You can't beat the old ways, so the old ways added
flavor.
Yeah. The old ways added flavor that the new ways don't.
Well, sorry. I think the old ways of cooking was geared more for taste, but I think nowadays it transformed in convenience and fast.
That brings me up to a question.
People don't have time to spend all day in the kitchen cooking supper or dinner.
That brings me a question though, a couple of questions. One is, why did Europeans spend hundreds of years fighting spices just to turn around and throw them away in the end? Which anyone can prove that, for some reason Europeans can't cook.
Oh, I don't know.
Like the British Empire spent 287 plus years hunting down spices across the world. Doing spice trade. That was really, they had a war over spices with Spain and France.
Oh, really?
In the 1400s. Now, with that being stated, why is everything England cooks bland?
I have no idea.
With that being stated, like you said, back in the day, it was designed for flavor.
Right. It had to be good. If it took an extra hour to cook it,
there's nothing better than taking a nice, juicy steak or a rack of ribs, throwing it onto a wood smoker, and just letting the heat cook the meat and let the flavor get into it. There's nothing better than that.
Oh, yeah, and I think people still do that.
I'm saying
they don't do it every day, though.
I'm saying we need to get back to where we were doing that like that. Because, people would see a whole different world. They'd be a lot healthier. They'd be a lot happier.
Yeah. But people are busy nowadays. It's like, no, it's just reality, But I think they do what you're talking about with the smoker.
You got healthy choice. You got You got good root. You got healthy root. You got all these companies that'll send you entire pre-packed meals. All you got to do is cook it for 5 minutes on a stove, and you're done.
Well, they're kind of
no excuse, and they're full healthy meals. There's no excuse if you don't have if you don't have the ability to cook. You can get a subscription, or you can turn around and make crock-pot meals. You can make crock-pot meals. Those you can set in the morning, and when you come back, they're done, and you're still healthier than ordering Checkers, Boston Market, Bob Evans, McDonald's, Wendy's. It's healthier than that.
Right, I know. Let me tell you what I did one time, though. We had a hurricane, went through Newport Richie. My power was off. All the places around here was closed down. The grocery stores was closed. I had water and stuff saved, but I wanted a cup of coffee. I took my coffee pot and filter. I built a fire in the grill and heated up some water and just poured it through the filter. It wasn't very good at all. This is what I do. It was better than nothing, but this is what I do. Barely.
This is what I do when we have hurricanes and I'm making coffee. I turn around and I get one of those little fire grills. Uh-huh. I get one of those pots that you put on there that you can heat up because they make those camping pots. And I turn around and get filters. What I do is I also get ties. Uh-huh. And I put the coffee into this filter, tie it up with the tie, and put it in the water. When it boils, it percolates in the water.
Oh, okay.
Like one of those old ones that you when you go to certain meetings and groups and stuff like that, they turn around and have that water come up and it boils the water down into there. I did it that one. It came out so good.
Oh, really?
I mean, that's an old school way of doing coffee, though.
Really?
That's a cowboy way.
Don't mess with my coffee.
Don't mess with mine either. I'll kill you.
Hurricane, go away and let me make my coffee. Okay, we're going to wrap up here shortly. I'm going to share a couple childhood memories. I remember.
How about that thing over there?
What? Yeah, that's the last thing I'll do. um, uh, Before the microwaves and everything, when my mom would look for an easy meal, I believe she would open up a can of ravioli. It was just heat it up on the stove.
God, you were alive back when ravioli literally first hit the market, buddy.
Probably.
No, you were. It came out in the 50s.
Oh, really? Well,
if I remember correctly.
We had some, and it was good. It was a good meal.
Now it's what, Chef already?
Now, let me tell you what my mom did one day, and I don't know if people do this. We was getting ready for school one morning. I think she made a bunch of pancakes and stuff, and she told me, she said, Henry, hand me that syrup out of the cupboard.
1928 in Cleveland, Ohio, Chef Boyardee ravioli was invented.
1928
in Cleveland, Ohio.
Okay. Ravioli was invented in Cleveland, Ohio in 1928. Thank you.
Hey, that's amazing.
Anyway, when I got the syrup and handed it to her, she looked and there was just a tiny bit in there. She said, oh, shoot, I'm going to have to make some. And she made some syrup. Just sugar and water, I think. It was good.
I know how to make maple syrup.
You do? Well,
yeah, we can actually make it here in Florida with some maple trees we have growing around.
Oh, I'm not going to make
all you
any.
Do is take the sap.
I like going to the store and buying what I need.
I like buying that fake stuff.
Well pump. People would have to go out to the well and get water. Iron skillets. I don't know if people use iron skillets.
Damn yeah, right, we do.
Yeah,
I have 3 of them right now.
And the last thing I want to show you before we wrap up is, and I actually seen this. People would have a stove, and it looked like, a regular stove, but it wasn't hooked up to electricity, no gas. Stoves? It was a wood stove. And I've got a model here. This model I'm going to show you is from what I was told by other people. I don't know, that this is what a salesman would carry around and show the women as to what the stove looked like, but said that, of course it'd be bigger. They couldn't drag a big full-size stove around. And they would tell the women, you can cook on this instead. And I guess they cooked on the fireplace before that. I don't know. But anyway, here it is.
No, they cooked on a pot over an outdoor fire.
A pot over an outdoor fire.
Yeah, my great-grandmother told me how they used to cook before they got those.
Oh, yeah. Well, anyway, here's it looks like a regular stove. This is the oven here. And gosh, you'd put the wood down here and some paper and light it and build a fire in there. And with the fire going in there, then you would have to. There's where the burners was, and here's.
Yeah, you got a spot for 2 burners, and you got a spot for 2 inlaid pots.
Yeah,
including a pressure cooker and a slow cooker.
Oh yeah, my gosh! This. Anyway,
my great grandmother.
Maybe I'll get some little twigs and make a little fire in there and cook something one day. If I can find a little tiny pot. But anyway, that's this here would somehow go.
You could do a whole video series on cooking on that.
Oh yeah, but I'm not going to cook on it. I just use it for decoration.
Making miniature food is a big thing now on social media.
Yeah, and these little pieces go to it.
Yeah, my great grandmother had one of those. I think it's still in the house.
Oh yeah, I had 2 aunts that I only saw one of them, but my brother told me the other day, remembered my other aunt having one. And I remember actually seeing her cook on it. And for some reason, one time I was staying at her house for a few days or something. and she on one of those little stoves. She fried me some eggs and potatoes, and she built a fire first. Though
I bet you that food
she
tasted damn good.
it was good. She said, Henry, let me build a little. Let me get the stove going. I'll make you some breakfast. And I thought, get the stove going. All you have to do is just turn the burner. That's how we do it at home. Turn the knob. She said, oh no, I got to put some kindling in there, some paper, and piece of wood, and if the fire started dying, she had to put more wood. It was really crazy.
To monitor the temperature of the fire.
Yeah, and if it said simmer, you slid the pan over a little bit, I guess. But some great memories there. It did that again. With okay, all right. Let's wrap up. Continuing, we're going to continue with yesteryears and New Year's through January. Next week, we're going to talk about how travel has changed. How travel has changed, and it's changed a lot. And if you want to make a remark or any comments on today's episode, you can do that. They can do that right in the thing, can't they? And or you can email me at henryburner@yahoo.com. And I think that's it. The next episode is going to be Friday, January the 16th, 1 week from today. And we're going to have to pre record that, so you won't be able to call in on that one because I'm going to be out of town that day. Um, so we can't do it. And did you want to say your thing?
I already said everything I had to say. Oh, yeah. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow.
Now you know what to do. Just do it. Bye. And then close room right there.